What is up, nerds? This is Mr. Storm, and today we're going to introduce you to HTML. We did a little bit when we talked about CodeWriter, and you got to see kind of what HTML looks like. But today you are going to learn how to write a little bit by yourself. So the assignment description for today is to review the lessons below and open your aboutme.html document that we created last time. You want to open it for editing. Then you want to add an H2 containing the text My Story under the existing content and add a paragraph element below it with a paragraph about yourself. And when you're done, you're going to save the document as aboutme2.html and upload it for credit. So let's go through this step by step. First thing it wants us to do is review the lessons below. Now you'll notice these links. These links take us to a web page called w3schools.com. This is an amazing website. Okay, this is the website that I originally used to learn how to write HTML. This is a reference that I use constantly. I've been doing web design for about 15 years now, and I still use W3 Schools as I'm going back trying to remember exactly how to type things and things like that. So this is a great reference that you're going to want to go back to regularly. And you're going to use it to learn everything you're going to learn in this class. So you're going to go through each of these links. You're going to read the information on these pages, play around with the examples. So the pages look essentially like this. There's some text, and then there are examples for you to play around with. If you click Try It Yourself, it'll open up a new tab with this kind of in-browser editor, which is great because you can go in and change things and then run your changes to see what it looks like in real time on the web browser side, which is great. The examples are awesome. And you're going to go through and read this, understand this stuff, play around with it, make sure you really get this stuff before you move on. And when you're done looking at all 5 of those pages, then you're going to want to open up your aboutme.html file for editing. So mine is here on the desktop. That's bad practice. What you want to do really is you want to create a new folder. And, write your name on it. And then, you can make it like business web page design projects or assignments or whatever. And you're going to want to put this folder somewhere where you can get to it pretty regularly. For example, you can put it in your documents or, put it on a flash drive or something, whatever you need to do. But put it somewhere where you can get to it regularly and you're pretty sure people aren't going to mess with it. But I'm going to put my aboutme.html in that folder so I can organize all my stuff better. So now I have it in that folder. Now what I want to do is I want to right click and I want to open with CodeWriter. Now if CodeWriter is not in the open with menu here, then you can choose another app and find CodeWriter and add it to it. But it should be there. So I'm going to open it with CodeWriter. And it will open up my About Me document that we created last time. Now, if we take a look at the assignment description, it says I need to save it as aboutme.2.html or aboutme2.html because I want this to stay the same. I want my About Me to always be the same. I want to make the changes to the About Me too. So I'm going to do that first, actually. I'm going to go to App Commands, and I'm going to go to Save As. And I'm going to put it in my Web Design Projects folder. And I'm going to go in here and just add a 2. So it will create a new document, and it will save it as aboutme2.html. And if I go to my folder, I can see I now have 2 different documents, right? So that About Me that'll never change now. And I'll be making changes to my About Me too, which is what I want. So let's go back and take a look at what it wants us to do. Now at this point, if you haven't gone through and read this stuff, you're going to want to pause this video, go through and learn this information, and then come back. Because what we're going to do next is going to require you to kind of already understand this stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add an H2 containing the text My Story. So if I go here, I'm going to go right underneath my H1. I'm going to add a new H2. And I'm going to type, oh, my story. Nope, story. Okay. Then after that, it wants me to add a paragraph element below that with a paragraph about myself. So let's go below that and add a paragraph element. Now I've already written a paragraph about myself and I have it saved in my clipboard, hopefully. Nope, I don't. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, apparently my paragraph isn't going to look great. So I'm just going to start typing a bunch of random junk. Now notice when I get to the end of the page, or the end of the screen there, it starts scrolling over. So what you can do is, when you get to the end of, you can hit enter and enter and keep it all on there. HTML doesn't care about these line breaks here in the editor, right? So CodeWriter isn't going to send line breaks to your page and say, hey, he hit enter right here, which means this is going to be on the next line, right? That's not how it works. HTML only looks at the tags themselves, the opening and closing tag. It's just going to see all that as one line of text. And we'll talk more about that when we get to block level elements and things like that. But just know that if you hit enter expecting your web page to reflect that line break, it's not going to. So let me show you what that looks like. So I will Control S to save. And then I will open up my aboutme.html, my about me 2. So if you look, all of that information, all that text is on the same line. Whereas in my editor, I have it broken up, right? So just know that that's gonna happen, right? And don't freak out if it does. Don't call me over and be like, Mr. Storm, this thing is stupid and it doesn't look like I want it, right? It's gonna recognize this all as one line of text. But you're gonna want to do your H2 with my story, and then and then a paragraph with a paragraph about yourself. You can write about whatever you want. Just tell me about yourself a little bit. And when you're done, you're going to save it, and then you're going to upload your aboutme2.html to the Google Classroom page under the HTML introduction assignment. And when you're done with that, you can move on to the next thing. Please come ask me if you have any questions. Please come ask. Thank you for paying attention, and I will see you guys next time.